Today we're going to be taking a look at the Adventure Force Brute Pro and if this blaster is worth the hype. Let's talk about it. The Adventure Force Brute Pro is a spring-powered pistol and is Dart Zone's latest offering in 2025. Included with the blaster, you get two 6-round magazines, protective eyewear, 12 darts, and a P-car for improved accuracy. The blaster retails for $40 Canadian and can be purchased either in-store or online through Walmart Canada. On the box, the blaster is advertised to hit around 140 feet per second. When testing with its own included darts, as well as used Worker and Dart Zone bamboo darts, I was seeing numbers within that 130 to 150 FPS range. So one of the first positives that I want to talk about for this blaster is the amount of power you're getting out of this thing. For the size that it is, and you compare it to something like the Aeon Pro X, they're both hitting around the 140, 150 feet per second range, depending on the darts you're using. But I mean, that's impressive for something of this size. And you compare it to even another one that's popular, like the Fury from X-Shot. Again, the size comparison, definitely on the smaller, compact side compared to these two. And for it to hit those numbers is really impressive. So the next thing I want to talk about is the overall value you're getting out of purchasing the Brute Pro. From the Canadian side of things, at $40 Canadian, you get a high-performance blaster, you get two 6-round magazines included, darts, safety goggles, and a rifling attachment. I think that is a pretty good purchase, all things considering. Obviously, it could be a little bit better, but the fact that it's even available in Canada. I mean, for the longest time, we didn't have a lot of pro performance level blasters readily available on the market. I think we had the Nexus Pro and the Aeon Pro for a short amount of time, and then for the next few years we just never really had anything. So seeing this in store shelves and online, along with other Dart Zone products that just came out for the Canadian side of things, I think that is great. Just being able to purchase it at the price that it is and have it available, I think is really cool. Obviously it's different where you are. I know things are different in the UK, in the US, in Australia, Singapore, wherever, but I guess from a Canadian standpoint, I think this is a great purchase. The next positive that I want to talk about for this blaster is the fact that it uses the Nightingale magazine. I love the geometry of the Nightingale magazine. It's more compact, more slim, so I'm always a big fan of that, and seeing blasters utilize that more is a huge welcome for me. So this is, again, more of a, it's not absolutely mandatory, but if you're a fan of the Nightingale magazine, it's really cool to know that there's another blaster readily available that you can utilize it for. And it does work really well. Have no issues with it feeding into the Brute Pro. This is compatible with the actual Worker Nightingale, either the first or the second gen. It does gravity drop really well. There are a few blasters that I have that are 3D printed that I tried using this for. Not really suitable for it, but I think that's just more of an issue with the printing dimensions and things like that. And it's not that it's not usable, but just something to keep in mind. It's not fully compatible with anything that uses Nightingale, as far as I've tried so far. The accuracy for this blaster is fairly decent. I wouldn't be using it for sniping anyone from 30 or 40 feet out. It's definitely not made for that. But in the range of 10, 15, or even 20 feet, it's fairly decent even without a P-car. The included P-car definitely helps with that accuracy. I actually even found if you have a Worker P-car, I was getting better hits out of that compared to the included one here. If you have a Dart Zone B car, I've heard you get even better results without dropping the FPS quite a bit. So yeah, something to keep in mind. And actually, the issue that I know people were scared about from Wallcom's video was, the P car not being tight enough. It's definitely tight. In fact, you saw it right now on camera. I had a hard time removing the Worker P car there. So you definitely do not have to worry about the friction fit on this blaster here. And when it comes to negative experiences with this blaster, I think the only major thing to be concerned about is the trigger pull. As far as firing the shot, every time that I pulled the trigger, I was able to fire it. I didn't have the trigger locking up on me, so that was a good thing. But as far as the feel and experience of it all, I think that is my biggest complaint, because you can see here, the travel is quite a bit, but also it just feels kind of heavy, kind of sticky. So I think that's probably the biggest complaint that I have for mine. I mean, hopefully it's just my model. I don't know if that's the experience for everyone, especially with the release being so limited. I think as of right now, Canada is the only one that has the release. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe there are a few other countries. I just know that the US doesn't have this yet, so we already just have kind of a limited experience with this, but maybe in a month or two we'll get a better idea if that's the issue with every single one. One potential complaint for some users might be the magazine release, because it's flush with the grip. It hasn't been a huge issue for me. All my magazines have been gravity dropping quite well, so I'm not too bothered by it, but that is something to be aware of. So would I recommend this blaster to everyone? I would say that's a bit of a mixed response. I would say yes if you're looking for a high-powered secondary pistol, if you really like the Nightingale format, or if you're looking to have a blaster that you can just loan to a friend, you guys play at games or clubs that have a 150 FPS cap, I think this blaster fits the bill. At 40 Canadian dollars, you have a pretty good value. On the flip side, I would say this isn't my first pick. Wouldn't be my last pick, but it wouldn't be my first pick, just solely based on that trigger. Hopefully it's just mine, or it's just this batch of production models. Hopefully more that come out and become available for other countries fix this issue, because this is enough for me to say I wouldn't pick this right away. I might have to just open this up and see if we can get it just a little bit more smoother. I mean, half of the appeal in this hobby is the modding factor, but I feel like I shouldn't have to mod this right away out of the box. So that is probably my biggest thing. Price-wise though, I mean, you can't really be mad at what you get out of the box. High-powered blaster, 2 included magazines, safety goggles, darts, and a rifling attachment for 40 Canadian dollars. It's fairly good, but yeah, I wouldn't rush out to buy it. I think really just the appeal for Canadians right now is the fact that it's available on store shelves and online. That's it for my review on the Adventure Force Brute Pro. If you think I've missed anything worth noting about this blaster, make sure to write it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, and see you next time. Take care.